In this tutorial, we are creating a new project in IntelliJ IDEA. So you need to select the Spring Initializer and place the project name over here, Expense Manager. And you can choose which folder you need to create. I'm just choosing one folder and setting as here. And then the language you can choose. Java is the language over here, and the type is Maven and build we are going to build. And the group you can mention com dot if you need your company name. I'm just mentioning my company name here, and the artifact you can mention appropriately. And the package name is creating according to the group and artifact. If you need to change it, you can do that. And the JDK version you can I'm setting here as a Java 11 version 11, and the Java I'm selecting as the runtime is the Java 11, and the packaging I'm selecting as a jar over here and clicking next. So in this here the dependencies you need to create it according to your requirements. So most of the time we developers require the Spring Boot dev tools because it provides a fast application restarts, live reloading, all these functionalities. And then we have the web. So if you are creating the application for the web, you can mostly developers will select the Spring Web because this helps to build web including RESTful application using Spring MVC. And if you require to do database related thing, you need to select the JDBC API or Spring Data JPA, depends on your requirements. And if you require security, as well as if you need to push into Azure or Google Cloud platform, you need to select the dependencies accordingly. And then once you selected, you can click create. So before clicking create, one thing you need to make sure that Spring Boot tool, Spring Boot version you need to select from this drop down. The most stable version is 2.7.3, and then we are just clicking on create. So now the application is getting created very fastly and setting all the libraries, all the dependencies required. So you can see here the files is got generated is the one expense manager application, and then it's saying the annotation is Spring Boot application. That's it says that this is a Spring Boot application, and it do all necessary configuration like Tomcat setting and dependency management and everything. So if you, and also it is necessary folders are getting created for static files, and the an empty test class got generated over here, so you can fill required details there. And now see the beauty here, it is 50 plus dependencies are automatically configured by the Spring Boot itself. Earlier time it was the developer job to find out all these dependencies and place it in and configure accordingly. It was time taking process. So now with the help of, thankfully to the Spring Boot, this all dependencies got created, and the inbuilt Tomcat application also got configured. So now let's see how this is running. So you can see this there is a configuration is got created, the run configuration. So you can click on the play button over here. So now if you see this the application started running on Tomcat port number 8080. So if you go here in the browser and placing 8080 there, you will see the white label error page. So that is quite obvious. We will be getting this because we haven't done any controller. We haven't written any controller to capture that particular URL. So now let's go to this project and just add new controller here. So if you can add a new package controller and new controller class. So I'm just putting the home controller. So now you can see the package is got generated automatically, and now this class you need to make sure that you put the REST controller annotation to say that this is a REST, this acts as a RESTful controller for particular URL. So now how that particular URLs you are configuring is based on how you defining here using the get mapping or post mapping. So let's put the get mapping. By default it is annotation get mapping is say that this is for the get actions of the get action, and the post mapping for the post HTTP actions. Yeah, and then you can put your class here, the method here, public string is the return type, and you can say hello. And just return hello world Spring Boot. Okay, let's do that. Now let's rerun the application, and then go back to the browser and just refresh it. You will see hello world Spring Boot. Okay, so this is a very simple way of creating the application. If you want to put some other handlers, the request URL handlers, you just say bye. Now just to restart the application. So if now I can show you that how this application is getting reloaded without restarting. So now I'm accessing that buy. So you can see the buy thing. So reloading quickly, you need to go into the preferences and need to select the compiler option here, and then just need to set the build project automatically. So now if you are changing Spring Boot 2.7.3, now just save it. Now wait for 1 or 2 seconds. You can see the application is running. Okay, now I haven't pressed any button here. I'm just going and accessing that URL. See hello world Spring Boot 2.7.3. Thank you.